He's talking about streaming, he's talking about NFTs, everything blockchain tech. We had Mint Blue talking about a wearable technology they are partnering with. So rather than having your data go to Silicon Valley, it's going on-chain and you can own it yourself. Amazing. And today, we had Ben McKenzie with us, an actor. I know he was on CoinGeek TV earlier. And we had a trust economy panel that I moderated. And on my panel, I had with me Dr. Agata Slater, who is here with me right now.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, so happy to have you with us.
I'm happy to be back on CoinGeek TV.
Yes, and Agata, as I've been going on and on about London, what do you think about London as a new home for this event?
I love London for many reasons.
Yeah.
I think it's a great spot for a conference like this. Obviously, the mission of the conference is to reach out to real businesses, people who might adopt blockchain technology without necessarily being from this industry. And London has it all. So it's got good startup space, good enterprise space, government, which is literally just outside our door. And it makes everything very accessible. So very good move to bring it to London.
So amazing, so amazing. I know that you've just gotten here, basically.
Yes.
But what would you say, how would you describe the vibe in here? What are people doing? What's happening?
It's very good. To be honest, I've not had that much time to mingle just
We were in the green room for a while, they're beautifying.
We've been on the stage doing the panel, but the vibe is really good. I'm really keen to see so many people interested in blockchain solutions, and again, not necessarily being from the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I feel that is reflective of maybe increasing adoption of blockchain and more people just wanting to know what it is all about. And we try to talk about this technology here in a way that is not full of buzzwords and terminology that no one understands, but we're trying to talk about real solutions, real opportunities, and how can blockchain and emerging tech make your business better and make your life better as an individual.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll have a chance to talk a bit more about the trust economy, like we were discussing on our panel. But first of all, I know a lot of people, when they see that IBM is here, they're kind of like, wait, Hyperledger, private blockchain, and they'd love to know why are you here? Why is IBM here? What does a public blockchain scalable enterprise government, what does that have to do with your work at IBM?
It's a very good question. So at IBM, within the blockchain space, we work primarily with enterprises. That's our core client. So our job is to encourage enterprises to enter this space and to show them the real value of blockchain. And this is the space that many people still think it's reserved for cryptocurrencies and startups. So we're showing that actually enterprises can extract really tangible value from blockchain. Yeah. So that's reason number one. We feel that being at events like that, we can show that value, especially if our client target is here, but just to people in general, you know, how real life solutions look like. And you mentioned quite rightly so that IBM is associated with certain type of blockchain solutions. So traditionally we have been working predominantly with what we call permissioned blockchain solutions, private networks that companies build between themselves to create that immutable ledger of transactions, but in a very closed environment. And IBM has contributed a lot to some of the technologies that make creating of such networks possible. But we have quickly realized that the opportunities are, you know, that there are broader opportunities out there. And as we're moving to this world that is supposed to be fueled by decentralizations, we need also technologies, we need a whole spectrum of technologies that can get us there. And we're sort of moving, it's a continuum of solutions, you know, but of course the need for such permissioned corporate consortia-led blockchains is still there. Many enterprises still care about that, but we're also seeing a growing demand for, you know, a full-blown open permissionless network. And whereas 5 years ago corporations were quite hesitant to enter this space, now they're looking out, you know, they want to be a part of this thing, and some of the things that we talk about in Web3, like tokenization and opening up to collaboration with other enterprises, it can only happen in a fully decentralized ecosystems. So IBM has followed that path, and we have actually become blockchain agnostic, so we can work with any technology that we feel solves the problems that our clients have. We're consultants, so I represent IBM Consulting, and my job is to make sure that we pick the right technologies for the solutions, for the problems that are there, you know? And that's very good, being that flexible. And again, when we talked about it at many occasions, we feel that BSV is a really good fit for enterprises because, you know, enterprises have that embedded scale in them. Yeah. So we need to offer them solutions, blockchain networks that are scalable and that are stable as well, and BSV addresses all that. So that's why we're here.
I love it. Well, that's like the absolute theme of this conference, right? Yeah. It's bringing governments, enterprises onto a scalable public blockchain. So it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you know, of course, caveat, you know, we talked about that, Becky, a lot as well, that the choice of a blockchain technology should be like secondary to the actual use case. Right, that we need to make sure that blockchain is the right fit for a solution, and which blockchain it is, it should become a secondary discussion. So business and business value first, and technology second. And I think in the blockchain space, many people still have that the other way around. You know, there's a lot of this blockchain, that blockchain, but you know, a person who just comes from a business, joins this conference, it gets lost in all the terminology, all the different names of different protocols. It should be secondary. Value always should come first.
Yep, totally agree, totally agree. And actually, I know that you were not here for Christian Agar-Hansen's speech, but one of the things he said is that you can't have Web3 without blockchain. And I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's true, you know, and I would also share that message to enterprises. And in the enterprise space, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit more tricky because, you know, we have been following this model where enterprises have locked themselves in a platform model. So it's been all about collecting large amounts of data, making that data proprietary, doing things with that data that were not fully transparent, and sometimes also using it for things that many people would not want their data to be used for. You know, think Cambridge Analytica and all these different scandals, you know. So now enterprises think, okay, we need to become a part of a broader decentralized economy, and many are trying to step away from that platform model, also realizing that if we start sharing, you know, or if we build solutions where we use not only our data, but if we can tap into the data sets, the data of different enterprises, and maybe also perhaps users, then we can, you know, create a really, really new type of digital economy. Of course, then the question is, you know, how to do that. But going back to your question, you know, that's why we need decentralization as the fundamental of that data sharing and transacting together in decentralized space to make it fair, to make it equitable, to level out the playing field for everyone, enterprises and users alike. Because, you know, in this Web 2 traditional data model, it is an enterprise that would collect the data, but the user would be left with nothing, you know, and he or she would not be a part of this data economy. Blockchain changes that and makes, as I said, it levels things out, and also users can try and, you know, enter this data monetization model.
Brilliant. I think a lot of people throw the term Web3 around, and they don't. They have even a title in their company, like Director of Web3, and they don't even know what it is.
It's you know, we started sort of taking it for granted, the whole Web3, and again, it's like an ecosystem buzzword, you know, that
it totally is.
Many people, I guess, understand differently. So I see Web3 as a type of promise of what the internet could look like. And as you know, I think of it in the form of particular technical enablers that make that Web3 possible. So Web3 to me is a promise that we can have that more equitable, fairer way of sharing data, that data becomes under the ownership of a user, that anyone can monetize on that data, but in a way that makes value distributed quite equally. So that's my definition of Web3. And to make that big vision come to life, we need some enablers that blockchain underpins. So one of them is a digital identity, you know, a reliable proof of authentication of my identity that is transferable and that keeps me in control of my own data. The second one is new payment rails. So, you know, we need fast, efficient payment rails for this new digital economy. That also include micro and nano payments, and that make payments sort of seamless and peer-to-peer. We need a lot of transparency because, as we're building a decentralized world, decentralized economy, as we're adding more data volumes to it, we need to know what is happening to that data. And that also becomes very important when we start adding AI solutions on top of it. So there's a lot of buzz on AI. Everyone is an AI expert now. But it begs a question, what is happening to the data that we fuel this AI with? How are the decisions made within AI algorithms? So we definitely need a little bit more data provenance and transparency within an AI solutions. And as I was saying in the panel as well, ChatGPT is this big, it opens this momentum for AI, and for me, it will enable this connection between blockchain and AI. That I think ChatGPT shows how much we need that provenance, this transparency, and ownership of data. So imagine a world, it's like a dystopic world, which is actually happening, where we're deploying massive amounts of data to the owners of, ChatGPT, and these owners will not only be able to, have that data to assess the status quo of the world today, but will be able to build predictive models of the world of tomorrow. And that's the power that we don't want one central actor to have, So exactly. So we need to really start adding decentralization to it, and these means of protection, such as digital identity. Of course, digital identity also solves huge day-to-day issues for the user. So if you have a wallet where you can keep different digital credentials that represent different information about you, so not only your driving license, your passport, but also some more acute information like what your preferences are, or how many times you logged into this or that platform. It can be literally anything. It solves many problems for you, so makes you the owner of that data. But having that one source of credential also means that you don't have to leave information about yourself in many different applications or platforms, which is a huge burden. So, how many times have you pulled an app, or you change your phone, you pull an app, and you have to put in the login and the password, and you don't remember, and that happens literally every time. Mm-hmm. You can of course log in with a solution provider like Google, but then again, you're making them in charge of your personal information. So having a wallet with all the credentials that are transferable, that are cross-border, that you can deploy in many different contexts, is a huge, it removes a lot of a burden from the user as well. So it's added value all over.
All over the place. I love this. And I'm really looking forward to your Trace presentation tomorrow.
Yes.
Agata, thank you so much. You're always a wealth of knowledge. It always makes me so happy to see you. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in London. Thank you.
And enjoy the conference, everyone. Great to be here.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to cut to a highlights reel from yesterday. Please stay tuned.
And welcome to the London Blockchain Conference 2023.
The tech-based companies, without using the word crypto, without using the word NFT, have transitioned already to blockchain.
Time is now to take control of your data.
Without BSV, there is no Web3.
Why are you here today? Please, hello. We're changing the world! We're gonna change the world!
We stand at the dawn of a new era, on the precipice of profound change. At Project Babbage, we're reimagining the future of identity, data, and privacy. A future not controlled by centralized systems prone to failure, but by you, the individual. We're pioneering a new online world, where your identity and your data are yours, and yours alone. Built upon the original Bitcoin protocol, we're creating a scalable, distributed platform for the next generation of apps and services. Our micropayment model puts control back into your hands, enabling a more efficient and privacy-respecting internet. Our team, a tapestry of passionate professionals, is consistently pushing the boundaries of what's possible. I'm Ty Everett, the founding president of Project Babbage, and we're excited to lead the charge in the distributed identity revolution. Project Babbage, empowering individuals, protecting privacy, building the future.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you enjoyed those highlights and the ad. I am very happy to introduce my second guest here on CoinGeek TV, Giovanni Franzese.
Hello, Becky.
Now with nChain. Hello.
Yep.
You're moving up in the world.
Exactly.
But actually, we first met when you were with Ericsson.
Exactly, months ago, right?
Yeah.
Months ago in Montreal.
Oh my God.
When I was still Ericsson.
Yeah.
But still in the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
Other challenge.
Yeah.
But now moving in the blockchain industry fully.
I can't tell you how happy this makes me because I just adored meeting you back then. That was about a year ago. And now you're,
it
part
was
of the fam.
Extremely pleasure for me.
Amazing. But first of all, let's talk about your experience here in London at this conference, the London Blockchain Conference.
Yeah.
So yesterday we had the CEO of nChain deliver an amazing presentation that I think inspired everybody. First of all, tell me your thoughts on Kristen's presentation and what it's like working closely with the man, the legend.
Well, I had the pleasure to know personally Kristen, right? Because he is the one hiring me at the end. And I love his energy. What convinced me to move to nChain was his energy and his dream. So, as he said yesterday, it's not all a matter of technology. It's to move the humanity to make better things.
Yeah.
To make progress in what we do in a transparent way, in a more efficient way. So this is the dream which goes beyond the technology, right? And this is what we want to do, and this is why I also embraced nChain. It's a step beyond the technology. Right?
Love it. It's a bigger picture.
And I see the energy all over here, so it's a great atmosphere, to be honest. And it's a great pleasure to be part of this new movement, because everybody here is kind of geek, and we love technology, of course, and we are also business people.
Yeah.
But I think even talking with many, we are all moved to do things to make us better, right? So I perceive this kind of shared dream from all of us. It's not only business, it's not only technology, it's something more than that.
Love it. And I know you obviously come from an enterprise background working in blockchain.
Yeah.
And the target audience here, a lot of the presentations are geared towards those that are from big organizations that really want to get involved with blockchain, which you have so much experience in. And I believe actually, very shortly, you have a presentation on this very topic.
I will in 1 hour and 20 minutes.
So Giovanni, without giving away too much for your presentation, if you could just give us a little bit of a taster of what kind of nuggets you're going to be dropping. What are you going to be talking about?
Of course, I will share my experience setting up and establishing within Ericsson, a big corporate, a blockchain organization, and the very first product in such a big organization. And it's a challenge, to be honest. Like all the innovation is a challenge for big corporates. I had to break many walls. And not only, you will see in my speech, not only from a technology perspective, there are many other aspects that you need to take into account if you want to succeed in a big corporate. So, yeah, I managed together with a splendid team, but I started really from the ground. So it has to be clear, this was not a mission from the top of the company, believing in this technology. Mine was an achievement coming from the bottom, a movement involving people with the passion, with the energy, and most of all, delivering. You have to deliver your stuff. And then the people start realizing, okay, then there is something, and then step by step, and I started my journey within Ericsson for blockchain more or less 6 years ago. It was just an idea.
Time, actually.
Yeah, a long time. At that time, I still had my hairs all black.
I love this. Yeah. I know where you're going with that joke.
You're right. You know that. And this is the effect of blockchain. So if you see my now white hairs, it's because blockchain is actually extremely difficult, especially in big corporates.
Yeah.
It's much easier in a startup as long as you have ideas and you manage to get some funds. But in big corporates, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's not only a technology stuff, as I keep repeating. There are many things that you need to take into account.
Like what?
Well, big corporates, they are also affected a little bit of politics, for instance.
Sure.
I mean, a company of Ericsson, 150 years old, you have stratification of layer, even from a technology perspective. And blockchain is a disruptive technology. So when you introduce blockchain, you risk to remove someone or some tool, and behind the tool there are people. Okay, now I have to spoil a little bit my presentation. So there is a little bit of change management to take care of.
Yep.
Right? So you need to convince the management, you need to convince the people. It's a super big effort, to be honest. But we did very great things, and my speech today will be also on the achievement we made for Ericsson, because I think we were, and they are still, I hope I left some legacy there to continue what I started. But Ericsson was really in the frontier of enterprise blockchain. You interviewed the IBM
Yes, Agata.
Agata, right?
Slater, yes.
And I remember when I started my journey, since I was completely alone, my very first idea and action was to contact the ones supposed to be the best in enterprise blockchain. And 6 years ago, IBM was one of those. I remember when we talked with them, they said, you know what you want to do? It's completely new. Nobody even tried, not even us, and we didn't even hear from our clients such kind of implementation that you have in mind. So we were extremely advanced at the time. And yeah, in telco for sure, we were absolutely first. We presented the very first application of blockchain at the Mobile World Congress. Okay, I have to stop, otherwise I make the presentation here, right? So,
well, you know what we could do?
A lot of things.
First of all, the gray hairs are worth it, clearly.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, in the few minutes that we have remaining, what you're going to be working on at nChain.
Okay, this is still to understand,
what can you reveal?
My role, at least my role, right?
Because you're quite fresh.
My role
okay.
is partner,
yep.
Which means Kristen wants to extend the capabilities of nChain with the consultants, right? With big clients and so on. So I think I am between the first in this new journey. I will be working with Kristen, and I am sure we will have a lot of fun.
Amazing.
I am sure.
I'm sure too. And also I know that nChain has a nice stand here, a bunch of people here.
Right.
What's going on? What are you talking with people about when they come up to your booth and when you're seeing them on the floor? What kind of stuff?
Well, first of all, as I said before, there is a lot of energy, people sharing their ideas, and trying to figure out how to use blockchain. So we need to make an effort for us, the experts, to explain in simple terms what blockchain can do. 100%. There is a lot of hype, but I perceive people still don't understand how to use it. So we should explain in simple terms. That is the challenge that I think we experts have, because it's easy to talk between experts, right? But you need to explain the benefits. You need to explain how blockchain can be useful and bring benefits to the new startups and the new ideas. So I will try my best.
You will try your best. And this is actually one of the questions that I asked Dr. Slater before you came on. Web3, I know Kristen always says that it's not possible without blockchain, but when you try to explain somebody what is Web3? Because that's one of those things where people, they get confused, they don't really know what it means. What do you say it is to them?
So in simple terms, so not using any technology terms, is basically giving back internet to people.
Yeah.
So we will get control of what we do and possibly monetizing what we do. So this is in very, very simple terms.
Very simple terms, very simple terms. And around here, you having people talk to you about crypto or trading, or are people here really focused on the actual utility of blockchain? What level are we at?
To be honest, I don't hear many on crypto.
That's good.
Which is good, right? Even though I think there is still value there.
Yeah.
There is still value. And a central bank digital currency will happen. So yesterday, the EU signed off the law of MiCA, right, which is the regulation for crypto assets. So things are moving fast, even from that perspective. And we have to do that. I live in Sweden now, and we don't use anymore any kind of coins or bill when we pay. We always use phone. This time in a very centralized way. So the user experience should be that one. Easy to pay things, from small things like an espresso to big things like an house. So the user experience is extremely crucial to let blockchain fly. But the centralization is not a good thing, and that's why we need to work on the back end to give back to people the control of their stuff, right?
Very good. Very good. Well, Giovanni, we really can't wait to see your presentation. You bring such a breadth of knowledge.
Please come and go, Giovanni, go.
I will be there cheering for you in the audience. Thank you so much. Knock it out of the park. Thank you guys so much for watching CoinGeek TV. We will see you again when the show wraps at 5 p.m.
We stand at the dawn of a new era, on the precipice of profound change. At Project Babbage, we're reimagining the future of identity, data, and privacy. A future not controlled by centralized systems prone to failure, but by you, the individual. We're pioneering a new online world where your identity and your data are yours and yours alone. Built upon the original Bitcoin protocol, we're creating a scalable, distributed platform for the next generation of apps and services. Our micropayment model puts control back into your hands, enabling a more efficient and privacy-respecting internet. Our team, a tapestry of passionate professionals, is consistently pushing the boundaries of what's possible. I'm Ty Everett, the founding president of Project Babbage, and we're excited to lead the charge in the distributed identity revolution. Project Babbage, empowering individuals, protecting privacy, building the future.